Yantam Vandi Guru Paramparam. Okay, I said I will handle the question of Turiya in this class. Okay. Very often presented as the fourth state of consciousness, which is not true. We have the waking world. And you, the Jiva, plays the role of a waker. Correct? Waker is when you are aware of the waking world plus your own thoughts, etc. So you are Mr. Waker now, or Miss Waker, or whatever. Okay. So the consciousness is manifest in the waking mind. You, the waker. Then you go to dream. You go to sleep, you go to dream. In the dream world, you are not conscious of the waking world. You are the dreamer. Conscious only of the dream world, your own subconscious thoughts. That is creating a whole world for yourself. Thought based purely. You are the dreamer. Then you fall into deep sleep. You are the sleeper, aware only of ignorance. I am ignorant. That's all you know. So the waker gets a name Vishwa. The dreamer gets a name Taijasa. The shining one, effulgent one, Taijasa. The deep sleeper gets a name Prajnaha. Prayena Ajnaha. Almost ignorant. Now there is one-to-one equation with totality, etc. I am not going into that here for the sake of brevity. Or you all want that one-to-one equation with the totality. Okay. So the Vishwa is connected with the world. That means what? Ishvara manifest in the whole universe, otherwise known as Virat. So the Vishwa, the waker, is connected to the Virat. Okay. So you, the waker, is connected to Vishwa, connected to Virat. Then you, the dreamer, Tejasa, connected to consciousness manifests in the total mind, otherwise known as Hirnyagarbha, Prana, Sutratma, etc. Hirnyagarbha, let us take it. Hirnyagarbha in many of the books you will find translated as a golden egg. Laid by the absolute, by the supreme goose, Paramahamsa. Okay. Okay. So you have now. Huh? No, it is Hiranyam Garbham Yasya. The source, the origin is Hiranyam. Hiranyam meaning Jnanamayam. Yeah, that's why it means. Yeah, Jnanamayam. Because all knowledge, now total mind has total knowledge in it. Prajnaha, deep sleeper, is connected to consciousness manifest only in Maya Shakti. Otherwise known as Ishvara. Only Maya Shakti, no. So you have Waker Vishwa with Virat, Tejasa with Hirnyagarbha, Prajna with Ishvara. That's just a one-to-one relationship. Now, very often this is presented as three states of consciousness. We prefer to look at it as three states of experience. Waking experience, there is some common ground. Dream experience, no common ground. Unique to myself. And Prajna experience, that's common for everyone because all of them are one and deep sleep. So 3 states of experience. So consciousness is present in the waking mind is manifest. Consciousness is manifest in the dream mind. Consciousness is manifest in the deep sleep, ignorance. So in all this, you are seeing consciousness manifest through something. Then what is it really speaking? Pure consciousness. Chaturtham manyante. The Mandukya Karika says, Mandukya Upanishad says, Chaturtham manyante, it is called the fourth, but it is not the fourth. Sa ekaha, sa vijñeyaha. That is the one that is to be known. Then why are you calling it fourth? Okay. Years ago, I was here in Rishikesh. Rishikesh ke fakkad hai. Sadhu in Rishikesh. Went down to Bombay. Got into a cab to go to Chambur from Dadar. So the driver is taking me, and Bombay drivers sometimes are chatty. You find all types. Some of them are chatty drivers. So I saw a huge poster there. Okay. Minister. So I asked the driver, "Who kaun hai? Who's that?" "Arey Babaji, wo to Amitabh Bachchan hai." Yes, Amitabh Bachchan. I thought, "Oh, okay. Amitabh Bachchan is minister." Then the car goes ahead to Matunga. There in the circle you are seeing Inspector Vijay. Another poster. This guy looks familiar. अरे भैया जी ये कौन है? बाबा जी वो भी अमिताभ बच्चन ही है. I'm scratching. He said, minister and inspector. I thought you had to leave, resign from the inspector's job to become a minister. हो सकता. I went further. Dawn. That guy also is a criminal head. He also looks like the same guy. अरे वो कौन है? अरे बाबा जी वो भी अमिताभ बच्चन ही है. सोचो अमिताभ बच्चन. Now I am scratching my head. Remember, ऋषिकेश का फक्कड़ है, क्या पता है? फक्कड़ is a slang for sadhu. Okay, one of those characters like that. So he said, ये कैसे हो सकता है भाई? How can that be? How? A minister can be a don, I can understand that. The common. Bombay we have 1 or 2 characters. They have been cut to shape now, but they are there. Yeah. Yeah. But how can an inspector be a minister? You have to resign from that job to become. Babaji, आप किधर से आए? Where have you come from? अरे ऋषिकेश से. लगता है. बाबाजी ये तो असली अमिताभ बच्चन है. From his wallet he picks up another 4th photograph. ये तो असली है. This is real. वो सब नकली है. That is all false. This is the real guy. 4th one. 4th photograph. Is that 4th or is that the one? The 3 are roles. Because Amitabh Bachchan is an actor. 3 roles: waker, dreamer, deep sleeper. Don't try to make a 1-to-1 equation. Minister, don, no, there is no 1-to-1 equation. Abhi 3 बोला, everyone try to make a 1-to-1 equation. No. 3 roles. 1 entity, 1 person, Amitabh Bachchan. 3 roles: waker, dreamer, deep sleeper. 1 entity, pure consciousness. Presented as the 4th for your understanding. You are that Rishikesh ke fakkad. Okay, trying to understand pure consciousness. Chaturtham manyante, it is held as the fourth. It is the one. Okay. Are you understanding this? Consciousness plus waking mind. Consciousness in the waking mind is called waker. Consciousness in the dream mind is called dreamer. Consciousness in ignorance is the sleeper. Consciousness by itself is called the fourth. It is not the fourth. It is the one. There is no fourth. If you had a fourth state of experience, I'll have to present consciousness as Panchamaha, the fifth one. Panchamaha I'll have to present. Why? Because I have to make you understand that it is pure consciousness free from the roles. How do you say this? Because look at it. Each of the three roles are mutually exclusive, isn't it? When the waker is there, dreamer and deep sleeper is not there. Samji, there are people sleeping in your class. Malum hai. But when he is sleeping, the waker is not there. Then in between he'll get up. Waker. When his wife pushes him, hey, get up. Okay. Okay. So, waker is there, dreamer, sleeper is not there. Dreamer is there, waker, sleeper is not there. Sleeper is there, waker, dreamer not there. Each is mutually exclusive. Which of them is a real? Samajhi, waker. Because dream is dependent on waking. Waker is real. From which standpoint are you saying waker is real? From the waking standpoint. Ask the dreamer. Ask the dreamer. He doesn't even know you exist. At least you know the dreamer exists. The dreamer is not even aware of your existence. You are not there. There is no observer for you in dream. You don't exist. Are you seeing this? Each is mutually exclusive. Waking, dream and deep sleep, each is mutually exclusive. The waker, dreamer, deep sleeper, mutually exclusive. What connects up the three? But you know you are all the three. Na? As a waker, do you not know? You dreamt, yesterday, what all dreams I was getting? I slept like a log. I did not know anything. Is it your memory or not your memory? It's important. Let us fix that also. Is sleep your memory or are you inferring sleep after getting up? What are you doing? Do you get up in the morning and say, from this time to this time, I did not know anything, therefore I must have been asleep? Do you make an inference like that? Or you say, I slept? It's an experience you have gone through. You know it very well. Yeah?
So if the mind is not there, where does this memory
A sukshma mind is there. Mind is there in a potential condition which registers that. Yeah. Mind is not disappeared. Yeah. Because, look at it. You, the consciousness, is what is linking up all this. As the waker, are you not aware of the fact this is the waking world? You, the consciousness, is objectifying your waking mind and the waking world, isn't it? Are you aware you are awake? No? Yeah, simple. You, the consciousness, objectified it. You, the consciousness, has objectified the dreamer and the dream world. You, the consciousness, has objectified ignorance. It is all linked together by the consciousness. But in deep sleep, you cannot say it because the mind is not functioning. So waking, you can say it. Waking, the consciousness identifies as the mind and you say, I slept. I dreamt. I'm awake now. I had my morning coffee, now I'm fully awake. Who says it? It's the consciousness that is linking all the three. The three are dependent on the consciousness. Consciousness is independent of the three. The three is mithya. Consciousness is satyam. So the consciousness gets a name with respect to the three. Avastha traya sakshi. Sakshi bhava. You practice it in meditation. No? Witness. What is the qualification for a student of Vedanta? Viveka, nitya, nitya vastu viveka, atma, anatma viveka. How long will you take it? I know I am not the body, etc. And I am the conscious being. What is the height of it? Sakshi bhava. Extend it. In your functioning, you know, a body is an instrument, I am using it. Mind is an instrument, I am using it. Little bit more, I am witnessing. From the calm center, I am functioning. You can, if you want to develop that, you can develop that. That's the maximum. It's not optimum, it's maximum. Optimum is, as I said, deliberate, awareful functioning is optimum. Maximum is this. Maximum of nitya nitya vastu viveka is sakshi bhava. Functioning as that, of course you can function like that. Yeah?
Swamiji, in a state when you get knocked out,
Unconscious, like deep sleep.
so which state is that out of the four?
So the Upanishad covers it like ubhayata prajnam, aprajnam, nanta prajnam, like that. Yeah. So it is not a state. It is, as far as the teaching is concerned, you put it along with deep sleep. Because what is there in unconscious? What is there in unconscious? You are not aware of anything. No? You get up and ask what happened. That means you know nothing happened. Something happened before.
But in sleep you wake up and say, I slept well.
You wake up and you say it. Why? Because the mind is functioning only in waking up. But the consciousness is objectifying your unconscious mind. The consciousness is objectifying your sleeping mind. The consciousness is objectifying the mind in samadhi. There is no mind. There is no where unconscious? What is unconscious? Unconscious is with respect to mind. Unconscious is not with respect to consciousness. That's why I said these are not states of consciousness, these are states of experience. Your mind goes through these states. Science calls it altered consciousness because they are talking about the consciousness manifest in the mind. Not only in the mind, the consciousness manifest in your brain. Pure science doesn't accept mind also, other than brain. So that's why they are calling it altered consciousness. Whereas here we are objectifying the brain, we are objectifying our mind. The mind is the software in the brain that makes the brain function. So these are all states of experience. All of them dependent on I consciousness. Consciousness independent of the three. So you go into Andha Samadhi. What is it? I went into Samadhi. Like I told you in the morning, na? Alarm clock also doesn't wake me up. But I don't know the truth. The experience of Samadhi will not give me the truth because there is nothing to remove that ignorance from that. Ignorance is there, like in deep sleep. Every sleep, I go into Samadhi, isn't it? In fact, if you see here, you go to an ashram, the head, Mandaleshwar there. महाराज जी को मिलना है. अरे महाराज जी तो अभी समाधि में हैं. महाराज जी इज इन समाधि ना. 3 बजे मिल सकता है. Meaning he is having a good sleep after eating the bandara. This is sadhu language, that's all, nothing else changes. When we eat, we call it lunch. When the sadhu eat, we call it bhiksha. You stay in a home, sadhu stays in an ashram. No, sadhu don't stay in an ashram also. In Rishikesh, never ask a sadhu where you are staying. At least my time. महाराज जी आपके आसन कहाँ है? Where have you kept your meditation seat? जहाँ मेरा आसन है वहाँ ही मेरा जगह है. और क्या? Like Amitabh Bachchan saying, जहां मैं खड़ा होता हूं वहां से लाइन शुरू होता हूं. Where I stand, the line starts from there. The same way the sadhu will say, where I put my meditation seat, there is my place. That's all code language in Rishikesh, okay? If you want to be accepted fully into the sadhu circle, there is much more, but that is for us. What is your sampradaya? What is your yoga pata? What is your, all that is for us, okay? Yeah. So jokes apart. Huh?
You burst quite a few bubbles.
Yeah. So this is where the whole thing is. The three states are dependent on consciousness. Consciousness is independent of them. Waker, dreamer, sleeper are three roles that you play. The person plays three roles. Waking mind, objectified by you. Dreamer, objectified. Deep sleeper, objectified. You say about it in waking because in the waking, the consciousness of the mind gets identified and you can say it. To point out this pure consciousness, like he showed Amitabh Bachchan's fourth photograph, the Upanishad says, Chaturtam manyante. Chaturtam means fourth. Turiyam. Turiyam also means the fourth only. Yeah. Chaturtam manyante. Sa ekaha, that is one. Shantam Shivam Advaitam. He says Advaitam. Shantam Shivam Advaitam. Mandukya. Sa Vijñeya. He also says Prapancha Upasamarasanam. Where all the whole world is resolved, that is the Atma, the consciousness. Totality is 10 point. Remember, I said Virat, Tejasa, Virat, Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara. That's with respect to the world, na? And Maya. Where is it all resolved? Into the same consciousness. Into the same consciousness is resolved. No plural. Therefore, I am Atma, Brahman. This Atma is Brahman. So, Turiyam is not a state of experience. Turiyam is a name given to the Atma with respect to the three. Just to point out, it is independent from the three. You can have a Samadhi experience, that is fine. That's okay. That's not a problem. As I said in the previous class, we all have gone through it. Big deal. Didn't become any wiser. Didn't become any wiser. That guy was buried in the soil. I will challenge any person who talks about Samadhi to do that. He says, oh, I went into Samadhi and all that thing. Do that and show me. Yeah. That is ultimate, na? Because you are buried underneath. That little bit oxygen that is there trapped in the soil, na, is enough. Because in Samadhi you will breathe what, once in half an hour. So Samadhi experience is easy to get. You want to get, I'll the yoga way you want to get into Samadhi, I'll show you. Simple. First quieten your breath. Feel your breath at the nostrils. Feel your breath behind the nostril. Feel your breath in the throat. Feel your breath in the lungs. Feel your breath at the diaphragm. Solar plexus. Because the diaphragm has to move down to breathe, no? Feel it there. Now center the breath there. Quietly. And after you breathe out, don't breathe in. Until you can help it, don't breathe in. Then breathe in quietly. After some time, you'll go into Samadhi. It may not happen today, tomorrow. Well, go. Simple. Breathing without using japa, dhyanam, etc. You can use japa, dhyanam, etc. also and go into Samadhi. That silence awareness, you can go into Samadhi. You can use this technique also and go into Samadhi. This is the yoga way, the Qigong way, the energy way. Why? It's a state of experience. There are 100 ways to reach there. It's a finite thing, na? Aparam chet. If it is finite, kartavyam, it has to be done. And if it is something to be done, kartum shakyam, akartum shakyam, anyathava kartum shakyam. You can do it You need not do it. You can do it in 100 different ways. You are limited only by your creativity. 100 different ways you can do it. There are so many methods of going into samadhi. Shiva taught 112 methods. He may say that 112 meditations, I have given them both. Ho gaya. But do you think it's limited to 112? Osho also said it. Sadhguru also says it. Some other champions also say it. It's not limited. So many are there. Yeah. That's why in Zen they have Zen and the art of archery. Why? Meditatively, contemplatively, your archer. It's a huge training. That's how the Pandavas were trained by Drona. Kripacharya had already taught them fundamentals of archery. Then Drona comes into the scene. I'll tell you how that meditativeness comes. What is necessary is that meditative mind. A contemplative mind is what you need more than an experience of samadhi. So how did they get it? You want to know? Okay. First 1 month, you get up in the morning, come for training. You do all your other training, this, that, etc. Then sit and watch your bow. This is your bow. This is your bow and Shiva of arrows. Just watch. What are you doing? Watch. How long will you watch? Hours on end. Why? Why hours on end? You are developing a connect between you and your weapon. Why? You are a warrior. Supposing your camp is attacked in the middle of the night. Where did I keep my bow? Torch hai kya? Mere pe find my bow. The bow has to leap into your hands now. Emotional connect, you put it, there it is. Out it comes. You have to develop that emotional connect with your weapon. Yeah, this is old training. Army we can't train like this, you know. It will take too long. It will take 12 years of training. We can't train like this in the army. The soldier has to be made ready faster. Modern weapons are handled differently. This is the top level warriors, Vajramushti warriors. Part of the Vajramushti training. 1 month is only watching. Just imagine 1 month the soldier is watching the rifle. But he is issued a different rifle. Yeah. So this is personalized weapons. Watching. Then, okay, you have developed, Drona says, you developed an emotional connect. Now, string the bow. You know, with the string, bend it down. Then, unstring it and keep it down. Then, lift it, string it again. ये पागल बन गया है क्या? ये क्या कितना टाइम करना है? Throughout the day. Couple of hours. For 1 month. Why? Then you can string it even in your sleep. It becomes second nature to you. Then you knock the bow. You know, put that arrow, knock. Pull it. Keep it down. You know, in movies you'll see, knock. And they're holding. Until there is loose. You can't. You know, pulling that bow takes more than 100 pounds of pressure. Those of you go into the gym, try to do 1 arm row with 100 pounds in your hand. Karega? How many of you will be able to do it? 100 pounds row, 1 arm row. The bow is 100 pounds. It's a war bow. Knock, release, keep it down. Knock, release, keep it down. After 1 year, the boys were tested. What do you see? Then you aim. Knock, aim, keep it down. Knock, aim, keep it down. After 1 year, what do you see? Arjuna, only the eye of the bird. Shoot. Drona didn't even bother to check. Why? The mind has travelled. The energy has travelled. the arrow only has to follow that route. This is that contemplativeness of the mind coming in. You're getting a contemplative mind. It can be done differently as well. Remember, it's something to be done. It can be done differently. Zen and Ikebana. Flower arrangement. Have you seen them doing it? My God, yaar, kaat ke rakh dena udhar. You will see them cutting, trimming, making it perfect. Come on, what are you wasting so much of time? They are not getting 10 bouquets ready. They are getting their mind ready. That bouquet is used to train your mind. That bow and arrow is used to train your mind. The sword is used to train your mind. Your mind, energy has to pervade from your hand and reach the tip of the sword. Only then in one cut it will go through steel and flesh. Everything will be taken off in one cut. Why? Because your mind, energy has gone right up to the tip. So this is experiential training. You cannot do it unless you reach Sakshi Bhava. That's the height of functioning. Not necessary. Avasthatraya Sakshi is something that you recognize. I am Avasthatraya Sakshi. I am the witnesser of waking, dream and deep sleep. And that I, the Avasthatraya Sakshi, is nothing but pure consciousness. Sakshi I am, witness I am, with respect to the three states. With respect to myself, I am pure consciousness. And this consciousness is limitless. I said, I'll come back to I am Atma Brahman. Remember? This is the coming back. This is the limitlessness. Jnanam. It's not experience of Turiya. Turiya is a presentation. The fourth is a presentation. Now, Swamiji, can we have an experience of pure consciousness? You are experiencing consciousness all the time. Are you not experiencing the I am? Right now? Why do you need a separate experience? No, Swamiji, I want to see myself as independent of body, mind and, of this waking, dream and deep sleep. This is called Manda Buddhi. Without experience, he can't understand. That means he has to burn his fingers to understand that fire is hot. He's that type of a character. There are guys like that, who have to experience everything themselves. They have to make their mistakes themselves. We all have to make some mistakes to understand. We don't have to make every mistake in the world. No? Mar jayega. You won't survive. Some mistakes we make is good enough. We all have made some mistakes. No? Good enough. Anyone here who has not made a single mistake? Then you are not ready for Vedanta. Go make some mistakes and come. Okay. Why do you think I'm a good teacher? Because I made a lot of mistakes. Okay. Yeah. So, if you need that experience, all right, samadhi practice kar lo. Do yama niyama. Do asanas. Asanas are the foundation for meditation. Why? An asana is a contemplative exercise. You can't sit down and contemplate. Your mind is too disturbed. So they will say, go into Veera Bhadrasana. It's a lunge position with hands and all that. Now, watch your body. What are the sensations? What are your feelings? What are you doing? Witnessing, na? Sakshi Bhavam, isn't it? You're laying the base for Sakshi Bhavam there in the asana. Your Yama Niyama prevents conflicts in life. It reduces your conflicts. Asana practice makes it starting of Sakshi Bhavam. Pratyahara, you learn to withdraw. Your mind is running all over the place. Withdraw. At the seat of meditation. In your life, live by priorities. At the seat of meditation, withdraw. Before that, pranayama comes in. That's your energy work. Pranayamas can make you very, very powerful. There's a particular practice where you do one hard one, which increases the heat in your system. Then you do a soft one, which cools you down. So your body is being heat, cold. Because each practice you will do, each pranayama will do 18 times. So the hot one, 18 times. Cold one, 18 times. So in the process, what happens to your body? Hot, cold. It is like tempering your body, like tempering steel. After that, you keep your hand there. Let the energy flow. You hit it, nothing will happen. Yeah. Later on, you can ask Kavita what happened. Yeah. Nothing will happen to you. You're tempered. But it takes time. This practice I'm talking about will take you 1.5 hours. You can do it. Pranayama practice is meant for the warrior, not meant for the spiritual student. Spiritual student, do you need to temper the body that much? You just have to be fit, functionally fit. No? You need that. You don't need a body like that. That someone hits you and you will say, what happened? You don't need that. So pranayama practice to make you healthy, fit and fine. Because you're sitting down and meditating. Where is exercise? So your energies have to flow well so that you're fit and fine. Then pratyahara. Then dharana, learning to focus. What the warrior learned with the bow and arrow, you learn at your seat of meditation. Various ways of doing it. There are 100 ways. Yeah. I'll show you out if you want how to increase focus with walking. Ways are there. Focus, dharana. Then dhyana, upasana, etc. On some deity. Ishvara pranidhanam is connected with dhyanam, actually speaking. Then savikalpa samadhi practice is called samadhi. Why? This is the anga. What is the angi? Nirvikalpa samadhi. Nirvikalpa samadhi is the angi, the body. All these are meant to reach there. What is nirvikalpa samadhi? You are remaining as consciousness, not awake, not dreaming, not deep sleeping. But you don't know the truth. Therefore, in Vedanta, we'll equate it with sleep. Because you don't know the truth. Only ignorance is there. But you get some sort of an experience. Okay, I understand, I'm independent of all this. You understood? That entity is pure consciousness. That entity is a consciousness, and that is limitlessness, Brahman. Because this guy can't understand without that. Hopefully, all of us can understand without that. Want to do it? Do it. Get that experience. You will get a good mind. A mind that can stop thinking, a mind that can move fast. People say meditation slows your mind. Who said? If you do the practices properly, your mind can be quicksilver. Get a snake and put it here. I will catch the snake before it can strike. I am willing to put my life where my mouth is. Get a snake and put it. I will do it. Before it can strike, I'll pick it up. We used to do it all the time. Before all these things came up, this was all jungle. We used to walk, rainy season used to get slushy. And snakes would come in. What do you do with the snake? It's an ashram, you don't kill a snake. You pick it up by the tail and put it outside. Beyond the temple, that side we'll put it. Well, go. And they'll come back again, you'll do it up again. After a few times, that particular snake will stop. Every time I'm being put out. But some new snake may come. Because there are a lot of snakes. Why do you think we have made all this stone, etc., to prevent all that? So snakes don't come in.
By the time you pick up by the tail, won't the head part?
No, the power of striking for a snake comes from the tail. So once that 1/3 of the length is up, it can't strike. I mean, it can turn around and everything, but it can't strike. The power to strike is not there. And that's why you don't keep it close to your body, you keep it away. Yeah. So, with all this, the mind functioning becomes good with samadhi. Okay? And mastery comes. So some experiential, this you feel, I am independent of waking dream and deep sleep. If you need that, fine. You can do that practice. Otherwise, Cognitively you understand. I am objectifying the waking, I am objectifying the dream, I am objectifying the consciousness. The consciousness in deep sleep. I am the consciousness in deep sleep, objectifying the ignorance there. What am I? The consciousness independent of the three. ये तीन तो आने जाने वाले हैं. This three आने जाने वाले. They comes and goes. राधा तो दिल के रानी है ऐसा. So these three comes and goes. Consciousness is what I am. Yeah. This thing come and goes. Yatayat. Agama payano anitya. What a use of pure consciousness? It remains always as consciousness. And that consciousness that you are is limitlessness, Brahman. So where is Turiyam now? You. The fourth is the one. The fourth is the one. He is not the fourth. That's why the Upanishad says Manyante. It is held as the fourth. It is presented as the fourth. Always remember Amitabh Bachchan photograph. Fourth. Can I tell him, Are yaar, I am confused with the three. Why are you showing me the fourth? Are the fourth will remove all the confusions of the three. Held as the fourth. Sa ekaha. Sa vijñeyaha. It will be known as Shantam Shivam Advaitam. Shantam, the peace. Whether you are thinking or not thinking, it is nothing but peace. Free from all thought, even when you are having thoughts. Karmani akarmaya pashyet. When you are thinking, it is free from all thoughts. Shivam is moksha sarupam. Advaitam, non-dual. It's not the fourth. That's it. और क्या बात है? That's all that is there. And when you understand it, what do you say? Aham brahmasmi iti. You don't say. Why? Because akhandagara vritti. You don't actually say it also. When you say it, your mind is resolved. That means, Yeah. Akhandakara vritti is a vritti of resolution. It's a vritti of resolution. And that's fine. But resolving the mind will not get you there. See, when we say in the recognition in Akhandakara vritti, your mind is resolved. So there will be always champions around who will say, then I'll resolve my mind, then I'll get that. No? That's not true. That's not true. Yeah. Because the vritti, when it is resolving, it has already negated the ignorance. Whereas if you are resolving it with a technique, the ignorance is continuing. So if the ignorance is continuing, I remain the same champion. Jiva, samsari. If ignorance is removed, I am no more samsari. Yeah. Samsara means becoming, change. Change. Why samsara? Because you feel a sense of finitude. That is what. Only then there is no samsara really speaking. There is only a samsari who feels finite. What is there is world? No big deal. Where is it a problem? You want to hear an ashram joke about samsara? These are ashram jokes. When does a brahmachari become a samsari? Brahmachari is a student. When does he become a samsari? When he runs after some sari. These are ashram jokes, okay? Not that a married person is a samsari. Not that if you are a bachelor, you are not a samsari. Samsara is a feeling of limitation. Once you are free from that, whether you are married or a single or whatever, because now Nature of relationship is too complex. There are so many labels you have to put. Polyamorous, non-polyamorous, friends, but friends with benefits. Revade. You can have all the varieties. It's all samsara. Samsara meaning sense of finitude, you are trying to get over it. You have a sense of finitude and you are trying to get over it with all these things. And when you are doing all these things, you are developing a label which is worse and then developing an identity of it which is still worse. Self-judgment. Previously at our time we do something and say, yeah, I went through that, it's okay. We now used to identify or put a label on ourselves. Now we put labels. Because you want an identity. Why do you want it? Hey, we are talking about identity as being Brahman. And here, you have enough identities, you want one more. How much of self-judgment you want to do? But I don't want others to judge me. You have judged yourself enough. You have judged yourself enough. Others' judgments are not a problem. That is their opinion. They are welcome to it. My own judgment is a problem. Yeah. So you think when I walk like this in Bombay, everyone says, oh, Maharaj ji hai, Guru hai. Hindutva! Fanatic! There will be people who think like that also. So what does it matter? Let them think. That is his freedom. He has the freedom to think. No? Should I take away his freedom to think? It's wrong thinking, but he has the right to think. India is a free country. If somebody wants to make a fool of themselves, they are welcome to make a fool of themselves. They have a right to make a fool of themselves. That judgment is not a problem. If I think, oh my God, you wear saffron, I become like this, that is a problem. Role hai yaar. This is just a role. A peculiar role where you negated other roles. Why? Don't want any disturbances. What do you want to do in life? Learn and teach, or kuch nahi. So you're immersing yourself in this knowledge all the time. How can Nishtha not be there? All the time you're immersed. You're talking with people, it's connected with Vedanta. For entertainment, some other things are there. Entertainment, you need entertainment. World is entertaining enough. Your thoughts can be entertaining enough. Watch your mind and see. You'll find what all thoughts are entering my mind. It's so foolish. Yeah. So the idea is, come back to the understanding of what you are. Understand that you are nothing but consciousness, limitlessness. That limitless consciousness is me. Aham Brahmasmi iti. After that, what is there? After that, let's go and eat a bandara. और क्या मजा है आनंद yeah one and the same. Atma means I is consciousness. If you don't understand, you are karta bhokta. If you understand, you are consciousness. You are always consciousness pending your understanding. That's all.